The guys played hard. I tried to put them through some different situations to see if they could think through NBA situations, but everybody played hard. A lot of fouling, traveling, and things that you don't normally see in the NBA game, but I thought this was a tough group, and they adapted well to the different situations I tried to put them through.
Anybody stand out?
Well, at different times they all did, and I tried to put them in situations where it might benefit one and might not benefit another guy. Cole was really good in the post, and he recovered well. Patrick is physical and knew how to get his shot. You know, Damion was really good off the dribble. Craig did a lot of stuff today, shooting the ball, defending, and making passes and just making the adjustments at the right time.
When you look at the guys you had in, you had small forwards, power forwards, centers, that all could be projected to go around number 11. Is it fair to say you can go in any direction but point guard with this pick?
Fair to say, yet at the same time, there's other guys out there that I know Jeff has done his homework on, but these guys certainly raised eyebrows today with their work, and you know, we know what they can do. We've seen the guys for a few years, but at the same time, today was a good day to kick the tires and see if what we saw lined up with what we saw on film. And so from that respect, yeah, I mean, they raised our eyebrows, and at the same time, they could be a viable pick at 11.
Monty, is the term kind of playing above the rim, is that maybe overused a little bit at this level, especially with a guy like maybe Tasmin that doesn't have that explosive leaping ability that maybe some other players his size have?
Yeah, I think you have to do something else really, really well when you don't play above the rim, and he does that. You know, today defensively he was off the chart. I mean, he got more steals taking the ball away from a guy dribbling the ball than anyone, and you don't normally see that in one-on-one and three-on-three. But ideally, you like a guy to play above the rim because it gives you something else to go to, and those guys normally can always get their shot. Defensively, they can always recover.
How do you feel about this draft? This will be your first pick as head coach. Is there more pressure to make a good pick and have somebody be successful, or is it just kind of, you know, run of the mill?
You know, I always look at it as a responsibility, no matter who we pick. For me, this is my first head coaching job, and whoever we pick, I'm trusting in the fact that I have to develop him and help him reach his goals. So whoever it is, I feel the pressure, and that goes, if it was a second-round pick, I feel the same responsibility. So, you know, hopefully whoever this pick is, he and I can be here for a long time and hopefully remember our rookie seasons as memorable ones and a good season.
Monty, what did you take from Game 7 last night?
You know, it was a tough game, but the thing that I'm going to reiterate to our guys, you know, you have to be prepared to play 118 games, and that's what those guys were prepared for last night. And you have to be prepared to play a possible 28 in the playoffs, 82 games, and 8 in the preseason. And those guys, all those guys are playing with injuries, and you could tell guys were limping down the floor last night. It was physical, and it came down to the last second. You couldn't ask for a better finals, Game 7 situation. So, you know, we're going to use some of that footage this year because I want our guys to realize this is what we're playing for. You know, we want to be there someday, and it's going to take a lot of work. And I think people use that term loosely. Everybody says they want to win a championship, but do you really want to win one? And we'll see.
Do you see the way that game was played and maybe the skill sets of certain guys versus others, guys that maybe play that lockdown type of defense that you talked about? Do you think the way that series was played, that maybe the stock of that defensive stopper kind of rises a little bit in this draft now? Does that trend kind of maybe take, you know, get a little more spotlight? I
think that defensive stopper having that helps, but I think total team defense is winning out now. Both of those teams have great team defensive schemes, and as the playoffs went on, the teams who didn't have it consistently fell by the wayside. And when I was in Portland, that was our biggest thing. You know, consistently as a team, we couldn't get stops. And last night, you saw stop after stop. I mean, the game was in the 70s. And, you know, for us to move where I want us to go and where we want us to go, we're going to have to get consecutive stops, and that's the mark of any good team.
You don't always necessarily see a head coach that's hands-on, but it looked, at least today, that you're definitely in there. Is that more the development of players coming out in you?
That's just a dude who wishes he could still play and can't play anymore, and trying to prove it to myself, but my knee was like, dude, what are you doing? But that's my style. You know, I want to be on the floor. I want to look in the guy's eyes and see, you know, sometimes if you get in his face, you can see if he's afraid, if he's thinking, you know, and you can talk to him. If you get out there and bang with him a little bit, he understands that you know what he's going through. And so hopefully I'll be able to do that, and at the same time I want to trust my assistants and let them do their jobs.
Patrick Patterson said that you look like you can get out there and play. Is that a selling point for you?
You know, no, I don't think so. I'm not even going to front. You know, I can lie to myself, but the reality is I love the game, and you know, I can sit in the gym all day, and you know, I want to be able to get on the floor and play and mess around with the guys, but at the same time, you know, I can't guard anybody anymore. You know, I could foul. You know, if they gave me 12 fouls, I think I could still play, but I only get 6. But it will be a part of my repertoire to get out there on the floor and demonstrate a little bit.
What's the kind of timeline on your assistants right now? Where are you on that?
We're finalizing a few deals right now. I don't want to say any names, but we're trying our best to get assistants in line, and my goal is to get everybody, almost everybody, hooked up before Summer League, because I really want to hit the floor rolling once we start in Vegas, and allow the draft pick and Darren and Marcus to understand, you know, what we want to accomplish, so that when they go into training camp they have an idea, because it takes young guys longer to pick up some of the stuff we're going to put in. Chris, David, Emeka, Peja, all those guys, Posey, they'll pick it up a little bit quicker. It'll be a change, but a little bit quicker.
Any former assistants that are being considered?
Here, everybody's being considered. Whether or not they're going to be on board, you know, we haven't made that decision yet. At least I haven't made that decision.
We shouldn't read into seeing Rob out here?
No, I wouldn't read into anything. You know, today I haven't been in New Orleans 24 hours yet, so I wouldn't read into anything I'm doing right now.
You consider